guys, do you all see a movie that features hand-up dress, hand-up skirt, and prostitution?
What the fuck?
Oh, God.
If you do, then Kinjite, Forbidden Subjects, is for you.
Kinjite, Forbidden Subjects, is the movie that we talked about for this episode of Loose Cannon, Nick Uncaged, from 1989. My name is Brian Lee. To my left is...
Bran.
To my right?
Christopher Lee?
Pot roast.
Did they actually say pot roast?
Yeah.
Oh.
People want to go back to pot roast and mashed potatoes.
I thought you were just hungry. You're...
Synopsis. I assume none of you had seen this before.
No.
I'd never even heard of this.
Yeah, no.
A brutal Los Angeles police lieutenant is determined to bust up an organization that forces underage girls into prostitution.
Brandon, do you recommend Kinjite?
I do.
Forbidden Subjects?
I do not recommend this movie.
Christopher?
I don't know. I'm really on the fence. At the moment, I'll say no. I do not recommend it.
I think I do.
There's one reason why I'm kind of hesitant to recommend it, and that's because, and I'm just going to skip way to the end, there's no closure on his daughter's storyline.
Exactly.
Like, the daughter and like the Asian businessman, like they see each other, they recognize each other, and then nothing happens.
This could have been like a 20-minute movie. 25. There was, a lot of it was like dragged out. A lot of it was.
I didn't feel like it dragged on that bad.
I don't know. Maybe I was just like, I don't know. It just didn't do anything for me. Stuff just seemed to just go on forever. So, at the beginning, someone's getting ready for a party. You can tell.
No, they're talking in the car, and that's where he talks about the pot roast.
The Vaseline in the suitcase.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Thank you.
Yeah, sorry.
Well, yeah, the movie starts with a woman undressing.
I apologize, yes.
A woman. Well, I guess she had to be a woman to do that. Yeah, because she was supposed to be 15 years old.
Tomatoes.
Yeah, I never used to like tomatoes. I don't like them now. Baby doo-doo?
St. Maxine's is not a joint where the vegetables look like baby doo-doo.
Well, when he said, I'm like, oh, this is going to be a good movie.
See?
Yeah, but no, it just, for me, no.
Yeah, within 5 minutes, he's already kicking ass,
Well,
dude.
that's the thing. He didn't need, because I wrote down, I'm like, well, his daughter's dying. Because I figured,
because bad shit,
every movie,
bad
his
shit always
daughter
happens in his
has,
family.
because he needs that thing to make him.
He needs that hate fuel.
Yeah. To this right away. I don't like Japanese people, and I don't like everything else. That's what this was.
Yeah.
And I was like,
So
okay.
racist.
Yeah. I was like, this is.
Did he
okay.
sodomize that guy with the dildo?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
And that's like really early on.
Yeah.
6 minutes with the 6 minutes.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And like he kind of said, like in the beginning, his wife is like, oh, you know, he's, oh, what's wrong?
I like her voice.
Yeah. And then he's like, oh, I don't know. She's like, oh, well, I'm sorry. And because it's the job.
Yeah, to me that was the crazy thing is that Charles Bronson sodomizes that guy who's whatever. And then he goes home. He's like, "Oh, like rough day at the office."
Yeah,
and the wife.
If it's a rough day for him, imagine the other guy going home to his wife like,
or like, I got a story to tell you.
Ted ate my lunch again.
But and Charles Bronson's wife kind of picks up on that, like, "Oh, rough day at the office," and he's like, "Oh, I did something I shouldn't have," and the wife's like, "That's okay." It's like. She's very oddly okay with it.
She said, "You just got your Irish up."
Yes.
Well, okay. I didn't realize the Irish were so. Yeah. The punch cuts.
The punch cuts.
When he's beating the guy before he sodomizes, it was amazing. Bronson goes to pull back to punch.
Yes.
It cuts to the fist going in the stomach. I was like, oh man.
A lot of the fight scenes in this whole movie have very odd editing.
Oh yeah. Well, Bronson's 103 at the time.
68.
They're close enough.
Close.
Yeah.
So he's collecting.
But
He can get a senior coffee at McDonald's.
Dude, I can't wait.
Oh, dude.
Once I get that age, I'm senior everything. I'm going to have a cane. I'm going to hit people. I'm old. I don't know what I'm doing. It's going to be awesome.
Macaroni ears.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The macaroni ears, is that a thing? It must be. He's old.
But
I mean, for being 68, I feel like he's still kind of kicking ass.
he does a flying drop kick.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was him. But
It was him. No, you always feel like it is. You know, you get that feeling like it's got to be him, even though you know it's not.
Right.
It's always like, but it's. I was gonna say Pierce Brosnan because I'm Snowpiercer from earlier. Yeah. I don't know, my brain, dude. It took a weird turn because all of a sudden they're in Japan and they're in a spa thing, and these businessmen are like hitting on these women and like the sexual guilt stuff. And I'm like, where is this going? Like, what is happening?
Yeah. Well,
It does tie together, but
yeah, but it's even weird because then all the Asian businessmen go to America, and the dude is just like groping that one woman,
Right.
and they're like, "Oh, don't do that. We're in America now," and he keeps doing it, and everyone's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, that's fine."
right, so he's from Japan. and
Yeah.
It's different over there.
Right. It was. So did they go see an arena football game?
Yes.
Who the fuck goes to see arena football?
I know,
Dude,
yeah.
like, if you go and play football professionally, you don't want to be in arena football. They don't want to be there.
No.
Why the
who
fuck
was the most famous guy to come out? Was it Kurt Warner? Wasn't he the most
I think-
famous
I
guy
think
to
you're
come out
right.
of arena? Because I know there's been a handful, but I think he was the.
Wait, was Steve Young?
He might have been.
I don't know.
Is arena football more of a Canadian thing because it's so cold?
I
and
believe it
snows?
started in Canada. I believe it did. Yeah. So, well,
That head pimp guy was very scummy
Duke?
looking. What?
Duke?
Is that his name?
Yeah.
With the pulled back
Yeah,
hair.
he's like very like slimy,
Yeah.
oily type. He's like, oh, I don't want him.
But it's like-
near me. Yeah, even right here, it was after the arena football plot when he sees Duke and his leg, and he just like puts the nachos in the guy.
Yeah.
Which I'm just like, those nachos look good.
It was 3 hot dogs.
Was it 3 hot dogs?
It was 3 hot
I just
dogs.
remember. All I remember is the cheese.
Right.
And it's all nachos.
Yeah.
because they're great nachos.
That's fair.
And
Yeah.
I feel like, because he like smashes the food in their face.
Yeah.
And I feel like no one in the vicinity cared.
I felt like people were like clapping. They were just like, "Oh, okay, yeah, it's good, yeah, yeah." Because he hit the other dude,
Yeah.
Right.
And then the 2 girls saw it, and then went to the one girl goes to his daughter, and he's like, "Your dad is not a good
That
guy."
is
Yeah,
extreme.
that's what it
Yeah.
was. Yeah. I was like, "Oh,
It sounded like she had a crush on him.
It
almost.
did. Yeah, it's very weird.
Well, I get it. I get it.
Okay, good.
Are we going to talk about how Charles Bronson made a guy eat his own watch?
Yeah.
Yes, that was.
I did not expect that.
I did not
that was
either.
very weird.
And that's it. He says, I'm going to make you eat this watch.
Right.
I'm like, oh, he must be talking figuratively.
Right, yeah,
And
no,
then he actually does it.
Yeah, shoves
Like,
it
I thought he was
down
going to
his
have him
throat.
put it in his mouth and like punch him
Yeah,
or something.
right,
Like,
yeah.
Nope. He made him eat his watch.
Yeah.
And then the bad guy's like drooling over himself the whole
Yeah,
time. Like,
that was gross. Can you blow up a car by lighting newspaper and throwing it in the back seat?
In a Canon movie? Yes, you can.
Okay, yeah. That blew up really quick.
Yes, it did.
And I'm just thinking, you drive him out there, you know he's a bad dude. Why don't you just shoot him
Yeah.
and then say, "Oh, he attacked me," or whatever? You know, it's a
Yeah.
That,
Or make it look like a car accident.
right,
or-
and because that was the thing that why I'm not really digging this movie, because there was a lot of just things like that where there were so many opportunities that all of this could have been stopped. And it was almost
True.
like, it was like if Bronson's so above the law and do what he wants,
Above the law.
you know what I mean? Yeah.
That's Seagal?
So, yes, I believe so.
Yeah, and it was weird, because Charles Bronson is doing all these very vigilante death wish type things.
Yeah.
And that was crazy. But then he would go into work and then tell the police chief, "Oh yeah, I'm doing all these crazy things, by the way, just let you know."
And the chief is just like, well, just stop that.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, wow.
Don't make me politely warn you again.
Yeah, those consequences, you know?
What the fuck was that bullshit Kate Bush music at the fucking swim meet?
It was strange, and the whole part. Well, because when she started swimming, my brain was kind of just like, okay, well, let's just turn it off for a second. Because this is very, yeah, exactly. I did pick back up when I noticed Bronson getting a little salty.
Oh, yeah.
When the guy was
taking pictures?
Yeah.
That was a lot of pictures.
It was yeah.
You should give her a towel.
Yeah, exactly. And she's
Gonna catch a cold.
modeling there, doing
Right.
whatever.
It seemed really weird to take that many photos in the middle of a meet.
it's a little weird. A little creepy.
Yeah. Maybe the guy knew Bronson didn't like it.
I'll show him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably what it was.
This is film. Each roll is fucking $5.
There's the whole weird thing where like when the one Japanese guy is in Japan.
That's where they're,
Yeah, Tokyo. Yeah, Japan. And he sees the guy putting like his hand up the one Japanese girl's skirt.
Yes.
And he's like, "Oh, she was enjoying it." I'm gonna make a lot of racist voices here. Anyway, but he's like, "Oh, she was enjoying it." He's like, "Oh."
Yeah.
And then later on, Bronson's daughter is riding the fucking trolley, whatever, and he decides to do it. He's like, "I'm gonna get away with it."
Yeah.
And it's like, "What the fuck?" And so they run off, and she's like,
"Some Oriental guy touched my holy of holy. Holy shit."
and then the one other guy's like, "Are these the guys?"
Yeah. The amount of times they kept saying Oriental. Yeah. Like they said Oriental so many times in this. I mean, that was a different time, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like repeatedly Charles Bronson's daughter goes to the bad part of town at night by herself.
Yes.
But they're like,
Yes.
Yeah. It's very weird.
And then when she has to describe to like the police, first off, she's like, "Well, how did she look?" "Well, he looked," and then she looks over at the one Asian fucking officer, like, "You can say it." But he's like,
she said, "How can you tell? Like, how can you tell them apart?" Like, she said it really harshly.
right,
I'm just like,
because the one detective
lady.
was like, "Well, was he Chinese,
Yeah.
Japanese,
Yeah.
Korean?"
Right.
She's like, "How do you tell?" It's like, ooh.
Yeah.
Then on top of that, he's like, "Well, okay, like the guy had a button. Okay, what the button look like? Shiny." It's like,
Well, yeah, and then she's like, it was either red or blue.
Yeah, exactly. Red or yeah, stupid.
I don't ever recall the Japanese population taking over.
Like America, they're taking over.
They're buying hotels, office buildings, golf courses. They're taking over.
When it might have been right after that bus scene, when the Asian businessman, he goes back home and he has sex with his wife. Maybe the weirdest sex scene.
Yep.
Yes.
A sex scene in which no one moves.
Yep.
So weird.
There was a lot of just weird things like that throughout this movie. Just very
Different culture,
strangely.
man.
Yeah. You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
So with the part where Bronson and his partner break into that was it a hotel room or whatever, where those people are
Either filming the porno?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so there's like all the fight, and there's that one girl. She's like, "Let's get out of here." She's that one laying on the couch. She just lays there on the couch.
Yeah.
Like
I didn't know if she was, like, dead,
right?
or, like,
Yeah.
yeah, that was weird.
But also, instead of adding a soundtrack in post, they're doing the soundtrack with vinyl.
Yeah.
And loudly.
And Bronson's partner has been useless
Yes.
the entire
Right,
time.
yes.
Yep.
Yeah, the entire time, because Bronson pretty much kicks everybody's ass in the room.
Yeah.
And then they lit the girl up, and they're like, "Oh, it's not her."
Yeah.
I'm like, well,
It's another Asian woman.
and it's also like the body of like a woman, not a little girl.
Yes,
you know what
true.
I mean. So
Yeah.
even that was just like,
Right.
Yeah, it was very strange.
So when Charles Bronson's interrogating the one girl that presently or used to work for the scummy guy.
Yes.
Yes.
And she's not giving up any information, and then finally she's like, "Oh, well, he gets his pants tailored at Rosario's."
Yeah.
And the smile that he gives,
Yeah.
it's really similar to your no emotion smile. Like first off, it's really unsettling to see him smile with teeth. But then I'm just like, oh.
Because he's not supposed to be happy. He's always got.
Yeah, he's always angry about something.
Yeah, he has to be.
Yeah.
That's your no emotion smile. That's great.
That's what made me think of.
So this is the part where I wrote down, like, this is, I feel like it's being drawn out a bit because they got the girl finally. It could have ended a lot sooner than it did.
Yeah, so there's a conclusion in the sense that they save the Asian girl and they return her to her parents. Like, that kind of wraps up nicely.
Didn't she kill herself?
Yes.
She fucking She fucking ODs
OD,
herself on
yeah,
fucking heroin or
yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Well,
Which-
they had that part of the movie where like it was just like a guy just going in the room one after another to give her the business.
All right, yeah.
There's a lot of that. It was just very like it was unsettling.
It's
uncomfortable.
a very dark movie.
Yes, very dark. Yeah, I mean, you watch
because even the guy, the old fucking rich guy, like posing as like the superintendent or
Yeah.
principal.
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah.
what the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that made me feel like that made my skin crawl more so than like 8mm.
Yeah, I could. Yeah, definitely. 8mm. I enjoyed it. It's just it's a different. It's not the same style almost. It's like because they know like how dirty and gritty it is, and they like worked with it. This one, it's like almost it was like, haha, look what's happening. Yeah, I didn't like it at all. But they catch Duke. They get him. I can't swim. Oh, look at me.
Yeah. Well, and so that Charles Bronson and his partner are holding. Is that Duke over the railing?
No, that's
That's
his
his
partner.
like his like right hand
Yeah,
man.
that's his partner. They're holding him, and I'm watching that scene. I was like, I don't know if I would trust Charles Bronson to hold anything at his age.
No.
And then, sure enough, they drop him. I was like, that's
Yeah.
right.
So
And
did he fall in the shallow end or?
It was the like.
I think it's just the impact.
It's the impact. Like I forget.
Really? Even if it's in water?
I forget how high you have to be, but there's a velocity point that when you hit water, it's as hard as hitting concrete.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh.
So I was glad he died, like, because it was real.
He's a bad guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
Going back a bit, when Duke and whoever first kidnapped the little Asian girl,
Yes.
they go to her school,
Yes.
and she's reading by herself on a bench.
Yeah.
And he's like, Duke is like, oh, I'm meeting with your head principal or whatever. Can you show me where the school is?
Yeah.
And I thought the girl would be like, oh, it's over there. But no, she climbs into his car and be like,
Yeah.
I'll show you. It's
Yeah.
like,
I thought Asian kids were supposed to be smart.
Well, yeah, there you go. And even when she's brought back to his place, he's like, "Oh, I forgot my paperwork."
Yeah.
She's like, "Oh, okay."
very trusting.
I guess it was really
Are
weird.
all of the noises happening right now?
Yeah. Bronson finds out because there's a piece of paper in a pocket, something about a port or whatever.
Yeah, the poem.
Small boat beyond horizon, big boat in harbor. Which course is true?
Anyway, so Bronson finds him,
Yes.
you know,
Yeah.
and he sits in his car with his partner, and then they like know that like the bad guys know that they're there.
Yeah.
And there's like almost like a weird standoff where they're in the car. And it's
Yeah.
just like
They're in,
Yeah.
cars looking at each
Right.
other.
And so the light gets showing on the bad guys, you know,
Right.
the car light,
Yep.
and all of a sudden this big claw
Frogzilla.
yeah, gets Bronson's car. And did it mush his partner?
Yes.
Is that what it? Okay, I
Yeah,
thought
one of the arms like went into
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, I thought okay, that's what I
That's
thought it
no
was.
way to go out, dude.
No, I don't want to be smushed. No.
Because if you don't die, you're getting tetanus at the very least.
Exactly. It's a big boo-boo, dude.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
And then at 68, fucking Bronson crawls on that
Yes.
thing, man.
Climbs up, and he like from the top, like a far shot, shoots the driver trying to get away. I was
Yeah.
like, that was okay, good shot. And then a bunch of just craziness ensues, and then
I just remember.
Oh, so sorry. So I just remembered something. So obviously, the whole catalyst of this movie is Charles Bronson's daughter gets molested on the bus by
Yes.
the Asian businessman.
yeah.
But as Charles Bronson tells this to various people, like his partner, the police chief, whatever, everyone's so like, oh, what's the big deal?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
the police, I think the police chief's logic is, well, my nephew was touched by a priest, so what's the big deal? It's like, yikes.
Yeah. A different time.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Danny Trejo.
Is he just on retainer for Canon Films?
He
Probably.
must be. I was like, because at this point I'm just like, this movie's bleh, bleh, bleh. And all of a sudden I see Danny Trejo. I was like, this movie, okay, what's gonna happen now? There was only like 3 seconds
Yeah.
of them, but yeah, they're all wanting all the prisoners. Just like, hey, look at Duke come in. We're gonna give him the, if you know what I'm saying?
Very pretty man.
Yeah.
And when that happens, Charles Bronson goes,
That's justice.
Yeah. It's almost like da-da-da, the thumbs up. Yeah.
That's what they should have called the movie.
that's justice.
Yeah. With that weird smile.
You like the Warner Brothers circle?
Yeah. That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, and the movie ends and there's no closure.
Right.
Like, Charles Bronson never finds out it's the Asian businessman that
Yep.
molested his
Oh,
daughter.
yeah.
Like, why would you not?
I know. It's
we already talked about Charles Bronson was 68 years old at the time of filming. This was director J. Lee Thompson's final film. J. Lee Thompson is also the one who worked with Charles Bronson for a lot of the Death Wish movies, I think. And this was the last movie that Charles Bronson made for Canon Films.
Oh, man.
What a way to go out.
Yeah, seriously.
Now that's justice.
Now that we have talked about Kinjite,
That's pecan pie.
pot roast.
Pot roast.
Now that we have talked about Kinjite, forbidden subjects, Brian, do you recommend it?
I do not recommend it.
Brian, do you recommend Kinjite?
Yeah, I guess maybe I don't. Maybe I like Charles Bronson a lot. That's my
Yeah,
thing.
that's it. I really like Charles Bronson, but because the subject matter is so dark, it's kind of hard to like laugh and have a good time.
Right, yeah. Like,
Hey guys, I got this great movie.
Right, yeah. Like, I wouldn't want to watch this with somebody. You know, like, oh yeah, like you said, I wouldn't. I just,
Right.
yeah,
I would,
it would feel
I would rather
weird.
watch any of the other Death Wish movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, when it's a really fucked up subject matter, it's really hard to like get it to watch. Like I remember, like I was like really into Catch a Predator for a while.
Yeah.
and like I thought it's hilarious because just like they're so scummy and like the voiceovers, the voice acting, are fucking terrible.
Oh, and
Like,
Chris Hansen is kind of funny.
Right, just like Surfer Dude 67 said, "Hey, what do you want to do later?" I don't know. All right, are you naked? It's fucking terrible. It's just like these super fucked up guys, and like I had people who were like, "This is fucking funny." And they're like, "Oh, this is fucked up," and I'm like, "Oh, but come on, they're getting caught though." Perhaps you want to give me some cookies.
Very good. What did you say?
Oh, no.
Okay.
It's I would recommend any other Death Wish movies, or even like Murphy's Law, or like any of the other like Bronson
any
movies. Like,
other Bronson movie, that we've done. So yeah,
It's not bad, but there's better.
Yeah.
Till next time.
Yes. Good
Good
journey.
journey.
If you like Nick Cage and horrible great movies from the Cannon Group Films, then like, comment, and subscribe for Nick Uncaged podcast.